season's fixture. Let's get straight into it because two headers have undone Brentford, and the first one coming in from Saliba.
Yes, and it was a brilliantly timed run, Steve. He just nips in front of Tony, and we also see that there's nobody on that back post. How many goals have we seen? In fact, this weekend we've seen goals go in when there should have really been a man on that back post. But great timing of the run and a lovely little deft touch.
Yeah, his second for the club after that goal against Bournemouth. But defensively, Glenn, what did you make of it from Brentford's point of view?
I think they could have stopped it. I mean, it's all about body shape in that near post. They've got two screens in there, and they had to get that better than they did, and we can see that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the body shape here, Glenn, you think the person at the front post here is in a decent body shape.
De Silva's great. He's opened his body up. He's on the half turn. He's got no attacker near him, so he's having a little look and reassessing his position. But it's Tony is the problem for me with his body shape.
OK, well, if you've got a point about body shape, can you illustrate us? Show us what you mean?
OK, yeah.
So, well, in the first instance, I think we've got the goal in behind us to the left.
Yeah.
And you're Ivan Toney, I'm Saliba, getting past you, and I just catch you unawares, nick in front and head it into that direction.
And I can't see you coming, you know, at all. Now, if he had the same body shape as De Silva at the front on the half turn,
and I make the same
see you
run
coming, the arm comes across, and the front shield, his job is to stay in front of any attacker. You can't do that if you're not seeing, and you just stay in front. And you clear the ball and the problem's solved.
So a simple, tiny little change, and it's avoided.
Yeah. Fascinating. Well, I'll come back over because obviously Gabriel Jesus then made it 2-0. 4 Premier League goals already for Gabriel Jesus. Took him 24 matches last season to reach that total for Manchester City. This was all about the ball from Granit Xhaka.
It was a lovely ball, Steve. I know we think this probably could have been prevented as well, but he just ghosts into that position. Xhaka's got some, hasn't he? He's got some real ability to play this ball in. And Gabriel Jesus, he just peels off. I do question Ben Mee and his positioning, but once he gets in, it's a lovely header as well, and there's a man full of confidence at the minute, even in his dancing ability.
Yeah, what a difference he's made to Arsenal. So, once again, Glenn, Brentford's point of view.
Fabulous goal going forward, I've got to say. Beautifully flighted ball, as Michael said, but the defending here, you've got to be switched on, and here... The ball played out to Tierney here, 1v1. De Silva does the right thing. So you can't leave your man 1v1 with that space in behind as well. So he comes and gives him the natural cover very quickly, but it's the other players that then in midfield areas that have got to go with him. So as he doesn't want that 1v1, so he comes across off Xhaka. The next one has to come out to Xhaka. Xhaka's got too much spare, and you might actually even think then he slides on if there's any danger there, and you leave that player spare because he's not going to hurt you.
So that should happen quicker? Much quicker.
As soon as he sees De Silva going over to give his mate cover, he's got to be on the next engagement and he's got to get his head down.
And then that?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's your less dangerous player. And as that ball comes in there, he's got time to look up, set it, doesn't get tight enough, and that is when the movement, the eye contact between Jesus and Xhaka is beautiful. It's a great header, but you've spotted something with me as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to rewind that slightly as well, Glenn, because I totally accept what you're saying, but I really, for the life of me, can't understand Ben Mee in this position here. I don't know where he goes. I think he's absolutely in a fine position. He's blocking it, and all of a sudden he makes this decision, probably to play offside or to squeeze the play. Yeah. And Jesus just runs into his area.
I think Ben Mee's absolutely spot on if he gives a communication. Yeah. Step up. And then your mate comes up with you and you leave Jesus offside. But he's just done it off his own back. He's gone on, and you can't do that in that split second. The ball's nearly off Xhaka's foot. It's too late.
Absolutely fascinating. On top of the Premier League, 3-0 they've beaten Brentford, and they did it, Michael, with ease.
They did, yeah. It was very comfortable for them. Right from minute one, really, I never thought Brentford got their normal game going. You know, total contrast to what happened here last season. And if that's a sign of Arsenal's improvement, then Arsenal fans will be very happy. Probably a goal, Glenn, that Brentford could have avoided. We showed at half-time how they could have. And no one on the back post either.
Simply putting somebody on the back post as well, Michael, yeah. Simple thing. Nobody seems to do it, and there's so many goals go in from corners in that area. But I thought Arsenal were excellent today, I really did. And this is this epitomises how Arsenal playing with the confidence. It's a beautifully flighted ball. We analysed the defensive side from Brentford, but don't take anything away. It's a lovely ball from Xhaka. They buy some time, and when you get that sort of time and space in that area of the pitch, what they didn't do against Man United, that we focused on before the game, they hurt Brentford today. A little bit of movement from Jesus, a little bit of eye contact, beautifully flighted, and what a really good, powerful header. Seems like everything he touches goes in the back of the net.
Imagine if Erling Haaland hadn't been signed this season. We'd be talking so much about this guy. He's been brilliant since he arrived at Arsenal. Scoring plenty of goals.
And as full debut goals go for Fabio Vieira, it was a Hoddle-esque, this one.
It was, yeah. He actually gave him the eyes, didn't he? We all thought he was going for that top corner. Ben White, you know, he makes some great overlapping runs, and rarely does he get given the ball. This time, he does... Done.
That little run from Ben White, just saying, the two just bought the little bit of time and space where they couldn't get pressure on the ball. But as soon as he looks up, I love the fact that his body shape, everything. And if you watch the Reyes, his body weight is going that side. He's going to his right, can't get back in time. A lot of people might look at him and think the goalkeeper's got to get that covered, surely. But no, it was the disguise in the way that it was going to hit it and the contact.
Oh, you thought you'd burst onto the scene as a 17-year-old, and that was young. What a moment for Ethan Nwaneri. 15 and 181 days. Not only is he the youngest in Premier League history, in Arsenal's history, in top-flight history.
And smashed the record, hasn't he? Look at that. I mean, he's not even 15 and a half yet.
Born in 2007.
Wow. Listen, I've got children, and it's only when you look at your own children and think, oh, my word, my son's older than him. My son's 16, and I look at that and think, how? It's unbelievable. He must have been shown plenty. I know Arsenal have had a few injuries, but still, to put a 15-year-old on the bench and for them to bring him on as well, he must be shown something.
Unbelievable, really, isn't it? When I think back to when I was 15, you know, it's crazy. But I wonder what lessons he's got tomorrow. Oh, no, he's got a day off tomorrow.
He only touched the ball once, but he will not care. That is a day that he will always remember. It's a day that